not low speed. Yeah, low speed needle. Sorry, I apologize. It is a low speed needle. Get that screwed back in. Now you can, if you do forget your settings, the best thing to do is just take it back to factory settings for Traxxas. You find it on their website. It's really easy to find. You just gotta look it up. You can go in the manual on Traxxas website, find it for the Nitro Revo, and it'll show you how to do it. Or you can find, there's tons of YouTube videos on how to tune the Nitros, so it's not hard to do. It's just that's a little time consuming. You just got to work through it. So, if I remember correctly, I think it's flush. If I remember correctly on this. So, alrighty, there's that. Let's get the high-speed needle back on. Now, on your high-speed needle, there is the line for the fuel to go in, and this is what the fuel line plugs in onto from the tank. You want to make sure the little line, little hole that's in each of, it's in this, is lined up with the hole on the plastic piece. Otherwise, there's no fuel going through it. And a word of caution, as I've learned, be careful as you tighten this down, because it will break your other one. And then you gotta wait. I had to wait a week to get my part. Actually, a little over a week, about a week and a day, to have the part come into my local hobby shop. I didn't have one in stock, so what I do, and I don't see it on here. I'm gonna mark my needle here where the line is, or where the hole is, with a Sharpie. That way I know where to line up my line with. So, Sharpie, good thing to have around, always. So, mark it. That way you know where it's at. There's one on both ends of this, so I'm going to mark both of them just that way. If I have to, I can use one or the other. Alright, let that dry for a few seconds here. Alright, so there's two gaskets on the high-speed needle. One below, that's on here, and the other one that goes below the fuel line. So make sure you have both. Because you don't... gaskets are your friend. Always and forever. Alright. Let's get this started here. Make sure, as I said, you're screwing metal into this plastic carburetor. So make sure you guys get the threads lined up correctly. That way you don't ruin any of the metal. Or not metal, but the plastic, I should say. Because plastic is going to give up way before the metal does. So. Oh, come on, you stupid thing. Now you could put this back on after you put the carburetor back on the truck or on the motor. I'm going to try to put it on while I have the carburetor in my hand. That way it's a little bit easier, so I think. Let's try this. Hold on, guys, just a second. There we go. Let's try that again. The needle is not all the way tightened down. So I'm going to keep that loose just a little bit. That way I can finish tightening it down. Again, don't over tighten it. Bad lesson learned on that one. Don't want to do it again. Not really feeling like repeating that lesson. So this is the arm that goes onto your throttle. Make sure you follow make sure you take pictures before you take it apart. That way you know which direction that arm has to go, because that arm dictates your throttle. So that is a must to do. Mine happened to be down, just the way it's designed on my rig. You could put some Loctite on this. I would if you do that on this screw here that holds the arm, I wouldn't do anything more than the blue Loctite, just for the simple fact of eventually you're going to have to take it off at some point. Especially if you have to clean the motor, do a rebuild, or anything like that, you're going to want to make sure you can take the arm off. There we go. Alrighty. So we're about at that point where we're about ready to stick this back on. So there it is again, everybody. Carburetor put back together. Your high-speed needle, your low-speed, that's your idle needle right here. You're screwing metal into plastic. I can't stress this enough. Don't over-tighten it. You over-tighten it, you're going to ruin things. And it's going to mean more time that you don't get to enjoy your RCs. So, and it's not just for this kind of stuff, for motors or anything like that, but any of your other plastics that you have on your RCs. When you got metal and you're screwing it into plastic, the plastic's going to strip way before the metal does. So, be tight, but don't over-tighten. That's the key, is don't over-tighten. So right there's my motor. Right in there is where I'll be putting it. Let's see if I can do this while I'm holding the camera for you. As I didn't get that completely lined up. See, this is what I'm saying. So I'm going to have to readjust that. So let's set you back down real quick. I'm going to loosen that up. So I'm going to loosen that enough so I can have some swing on that arm. So let's try this again. Well, my carburetor is not wanting to go in. So I'm going to put the carburetor into the motor, and I'll get back on here, and I'll show you what it looks like with the carburetor on there, and I'll put the line back down on it and get everything situated for you. I will be back.